Hello, everyone, and namaste. We are talking about how you can use yoga therapy for water retention. And we have Zelmarié. She is a yoga therapist from UAE. So, welcome
Thank
from
you
there.
so much. Thank you for having me.
I know it's nighttime for you, it's morning time for us, but this is an important topic. Water retention. Let's just talk about it. Does it happen mainly to pregnant women, or happens to normal, like if you're not pregnant? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, water retention can happen to anyone, whether you're a man or a woman. I even have clients whose children who has water retention.
Hmm.
But you're right, it does tackle pregnant women a lot more
Okay.
because their digestion slows down, and pregnant women tend to be a bit more dehydrated. They need to drink a lot more water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can really happen to anyone.
Okay, so water retention. I mean, it happens to me all the time, but that's why I think this is a topic we wanted to bring today. That how yoga therapy can help you with water retention. So let's tell us what should we do.
All right, cool. So maybe we can just explain why water retention occur and how it happened, and then I can show you a few yoga postures that will link
Yes.
up with those. Yeah, that will be great. So water retention is when your body retains water either because you are dehydrated or maybe there's a hormone imbalance. So
Yeah.
the body thinks you're dehydrated because there's a hormone that says you have to hold back water, but actually you're okay to release water. There's also topics like illnesses that can cause water retention if you have bad eating habits. So if you eat a lot of salty foods or a lot of these artificial colorants and flavorants, that can make your body want to keep and hold on to water. Maybe one of the organs or glands are not working properly, like kidneys. Our kidneys
Mhm.
needs to filtrate the blood and it needs to flush out what we don't need from our system. But sometimes there's a little issue with the kidney and it's not working properly. So there's quite a few reasons. And also, if you just sit down a lot and you don't walk enough and you don't move enough, like that can even cause water retention too. So there's quite a few reasons for that.
Yeah.
And yoga is great for water retention because it helps with all of those things we just mentioned.
Mhm.
So it can help you to balance your hormones.
Yeah.
It can help you to spark up your organ function, and it
Mhm.
helps massaging the organs in the belly or in the abdomen too.
Mhm.
Um, so different yoga postures will work on different glands. So we have postures that will help with the thyroid. We have postures that help with the liver and the kidneys. And then we also have yoga also helps to open the arteries around the heart.
Mhm.
So blood pressure is something that can cause water retention. High blood
Oh,
pressure
wow.
especially. Yeah. So if we use yoga postures that opens up the chest, it opens up the arteries around the heart so that the blood can pump more frequently through the body.
Sure.
Um, yeah, and lymph drainage is also a culprit. If our lymph is not draining properly from our feet and from our legs all the way up and back into the venous system, that can also retain water because there's not enough movement in the lymph. So that's why we do all of those fancy upside down postures in yoga because we want gravity to start pulling the lymph back to the heart.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it, got it. So first of all, to people who are watching, you're welcome to ask questions. We are talking about how yoga therapy can help you with water retention, and water retention can happen to anyone. It's not only limited to women or pregnant women. It can happen to anyone for different reasons that Zelmare, she's explaining us. So let's just talk about different type of yoga poses.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, I can show you. I have my
Yeah.
balcony here,
Yes.
like my
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
that I create. And I'm just going to do about 6 postures so that it's easy for everyone to remember.
Okay.
Good. So let me get the camera somewhere where I can be better seen. So I think every yogi has like a little spot in their house where they like to practice and meditate.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So posture number 1. Very famous downward dog. This is
Yes.
probably the most common yoga posture. So I will show it and then we can speak about it. So to get into downward dog, you can either just go onto your knees, place your hands about under your shoulders or even a little bit further forward. Tuck
Yeah.
the toes under and then equally push off of your hands to lift your hips up and really push to lengthen your back. So now you can see my chakras.
Yeah.
We can relate each chakra to a gland. So now I'm really stacking my glands one on top of the other, and I get a little bit more of an energy flow from the hips back to the heart. So gravity will help for the drainage of the fluids back to the heart, and we're also working on hormone balancing. So if we want to go one step further, if we struggle with water retention, especially in the feet and the legs, we can pulse a bit through the legs. Maybe we can lift one leg up, maybe circle it a bit. So we can really just play around in this posture for about 2 minutes, 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Pulse a leg, and then we can get out of it and move to the next. So that's a nice one to start with because we get blood flow to the pituitary gland, which is our master gland in the body, and we start flushing the system a little bit because we are upside down. We're in a semi-inversion over there. So
And
that's downward dog.
what about other inversion yoga poses? Like you kind of lie down and legs up the wall, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so that will be, if you struggle to get into this downward dog, you can always stand against the wall, put your hands down against the wall, and just come into a nice supported downward dog over here. So this will also help to start working and pulsing a bit through the legs. Now, second one, because we're going to get to the legs upside down. That's going to be like a shoulder stand or shoulder stand variation, which is known as the queen of all postures in yoga. Very beneficial.
Yeah.
So number 2, which I have here, if we start into our downward dog, we can bring the knees down. We can bring the chest down, so we can slide the legs down to the floor. And we're going to come into cobra. Now, with cobra, you really have to feel like your hands are about underneath the shoulders. And you want to take a nice big roll of the shoulders and then press up. Use your glutes here. So a lot of people make the mistake and kind of lift over here and crunch their neck in the posture. But you really want to use all the muscles of the leg. So you squeeze against the lymph drainage system. You use it, push up from the hands, and now you're opening the heart over here.
Yeah.
So you're opening the arteries around the heart, and at the same time, you're squeezing a little bit into the adrenal glands. So you're activating the adrenal glands and balancing the aldosterone pump system in the body. So your body will start to squeeze a bit into the kidneys, get rid of a bit more fluid. So great for digestion.
Great.
Right. So that is your cobra pose. You don't have to come up very high over here. You can maybe move your hands forward and just come up halfway. Good. So let's move on to the next one. From that position, we can turn over onto the back, and we're going to come into our bridge pose. Once again, bridge pose is going to help to squeeze the muscles around the lymph. And now we're also going to open a bit here in the lymph nodes in the groin and the lymph nodes around the center of the belly. From this position, we're going to push our feet into the floor, knees move over the toes, and we're going to lift our hips up and really squeeze our glutes nice and tight. But we're going to stimulate thyroid here a little bit. So we're going to take an exhalation and just gently bring the chin a bit closer to the chest here. And then stay here for a few breaths. So now I'm stimulating a little bit more thyroid by bringing the chin in just slightly, lengthening the back of the head over here. Okay, that's a great one. And again, if you have the strength and stability in the hips, you can always lift up one leg, maybe circle the foot a bit. So this becomes a mini inversion over here. And we're preparing the body for our shoulder stand. That's a great one.
Okay.
Now, the one you mentioned with the feet in the air, of course, that is a great posture to do. I'm going to show the variation first, and then we can go into the full posture. because I want everyone to practice this safely. I don't want anyone to hurt their necks.
Yeah.
So you can scoot up very close to a wall. Number one, just contraindication. If you suffer from high blood pressure, try to avoid this one completely.
Okay.
Yeah, because the heart has to work so much harder to get the blood up the feet when you're completely upside down. So, if it's not high blood pressure and you can do this, place your feet on the wall, shoulders on the ground, and you're going to press your feet into the wall as much as you can until your hips come up. So now you're in a nice supported shoulder stand. And again, you can lift one leg, you can lift the other leg. Again, here you can massage out your kidneys. You can make your hands in little fists, massage out the kidneys over here, massage the adrenal glands. And if you are willing and want to try, you can place your hands at the back of your kidneys and then lift one leg up and then push the other leg up and try to come into a nice shoulder stand.
Yeah.
So it's good to hold the shoulder stand for minimum 20 to 30 seconds. If you can stay here for 2 minutes, it's even better.
Wow.
You can wiggle a bit through the feet, play around with the legs, open them. This can get quite playful, so it's kind of nice if you get into it. And then you can come back down to the floor. Good. So yoga makes us feel quite like children now and then. It's very playful. For high blood pressure.
Yeah, these are great poses, and these are easy. I mean, they're not that difficult, to do.
They're
Can do
easy.
by themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be complicated. For something like this, it should be accessible to everybody. Everyone should be able to do one of these postures. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add? I think these are great tips. People can do it by themselves, like barely take like 5 minutes, if you have water retention. I know I used to have a lot of problems with water retention, and I do yoga every day now, and everything's, fine, because I think that, to your point, all these yoga poses, these organs are kind of stuck, help when you do the inversion poses.
Yeah, and if you are someone, there are, especially where I live in the UAE, there are a lot of people struggling with obesity and diabetes, and that's also something that makes the body want to hold on to water a lot. So if that is the situation, if that's the case for you, if you know, you can always do a little bit of twists. Because twisting helps us to spark up the digestion in the body. So even if the legs are open, you can twist, maybe bring one leg up, one leg out, twist into the thigh. So yeah, there's a lot of solutions. And yoga definitely helps to bring more flow and prana through the body, right? So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, for showing us a real quick demo.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for all the people who are watching, if you have any questions, like watching later, try these yoga poses. It help you with water retention. And even if you don't have water retention, it's just not a bad idea to do these yoga poses anyway, because you don't want the bloating, right? The water retention is also connected with the bloating in the stomach, which a lot of us feel after, eating something heavy or not exercising or not doing anything else, like the sedentary lifestyle, right?
Yeah. And the twist helps with bloating. The upside down postures, like the downward dog, is known as a wind releasing posture in yoga. So all of these things really link together. It's not like one posture has only benefits for water retention. There's multiple benefits to each posture. So yeah, play around with it, have fun.
Good. Thank you so much. And yes, thank you so much for being with us. And to all the viewers, thank you for supporting us every single day. We bring, either we are on FB Live or Insta, wherever you want to catch us, and let us know your feedback on how we're doing. With that, thank you.